Coming up in this Brightline Construction update. This update looks at the test trains that were run as part of the cutover of the last double track on the project through Melbourne and Palm Bay. The trains ran on the 14 miles of track between CP Pineda and CP Malabar, including through the new CP Melbourne. My first catch was actually train BLF 751, which is primarily serving as an equipment move to bring a South Florida train to base camp in Orlando for maintenance, but also performed one of the required test routes. It was bright green with an orange car included for extra capacity. Here it is between Lake Washington Road and Parkway Avenue. The last step in activating double track is running test trains through every possible mainline signalized route in the test section at both low speed of around 10 miles per hour and higher speeds at around 79 miles per hour. 110 will be tested at a later date. Next is the actual test train for the day, BLF 750, which is a 2-car train made from part of Bright Pink 2. I had missed its first trip south for the day, coming from Orlando, but here it is coming north over the Ogallie River Bridge. I should note that I was experimenting with some new filming techniques with these trains, knowing they'd be doing a lot of runs, so if there are sudden jumps or cuts in the footage like this, that's why. My next catch was at one of the crossings in downtown Melbourne. In addition to testing the signals, these trains are also used to help time the new crossing protection. This helps to ensure that they activate with the same amount of time between activation and train passing, regardless of how fast or slow trains are coming. Every crossing in this test section had flaggers present 24/7 since the activation of the second track began a week prior, while this new protection was being set up and activated. The flaggers remained until the final test train was run. And here it is, passing over the Crane Creek Bridge, northbound. The video didn't work out for the next southbound run, so here it is again northbound. And now from the ground on the Riverwalk, heading south. And one final northbound pass. And now for a few catches near Turkey Creek, starting with this northbound. and now a southbound. Following this run, the test train held south of the testing limits near Jordan Road, as the BLF 751 equipment move headed south, bringing another train that had been in Orlando for maintenance to South Florida to be put into service. Here it is, passing the test train. I believe this is the first time anyone has captured a meet of Brightline trains north of West Palm Beach. Brightline has started taking full advantage of the capabilities at base camp to do the more major maintenance work on the trains, while also being able to take the time to train the new maintenance crews before service to Orlando begins. Brightline's other maintenance facility, Workshop B in West Palm Beach, continues to handle more day-to-day routine work. My final testing catch on this first day of testing was another southbound run at Turkey Creek. Following that run, I headed up to Cocoa to get the train returning to Orlando, passing through the Cocoa Tunnel. Here it is, passing over the Michigan Avenue crossing, headed north. and passing through the tunnel. Here it is, crossing over Industry Road, and curving down to join the right-of-way alongside State Road 528, heading west. I started day 2 of testing once again at Turkey Creek simply by chance as I came across the 2-car bright pink making a low-speed run south. And here it is, passing through Malabar Road. Work train AFW2, which was just a light locomotive, specifically GP40-2 426, joined the testing on this day to assist with some of the low-speed routes. Since these low-speed runs were only moving at 10 to 15 miles per hour, it took about an hour to make each run through the testing limits, so the extra train was a big help. I was just able to get ahead of it at Turkey Creek. I caught up with the Brightline test train next, as it was slowly coming north through University Boulevard. This was the location of the former Palm Bay North turnout, which had been removed a couple of weeks earlier. That removal will be covered in my next video. This is the Jernigan Avenue crossing. And now rounding the curve to Jackson Street. The next catch was AFW2 at the Masterton Street curve in Melbourne, headed south. And bright pink 2 at the same spot. My final catch was back at the Ogallie River Bridge. They only had to make one additional southbound pass through CP Melbourne before wrapping up testing, so I once again headed back up to Coco to try to get it heading back to Orlando. I made it to my spot with not even a second to spare to get it passing through the arch panel tunnel and then over Interstate 95. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages.